So today we're reviewing
Thor Ragnarok.
Thor Ragnarok is basically from Thor the Dark World. You see Loki on the throne. And that leads right into this movie. And after Age of Ultron, Thor goes back home. And he sees visions in there, but this movie starts out, he's seeing visions of Asgard up in flames, and there's different villain. There's a villain, Hela, introduced, and that's basically the gist of this movie. And what are your initial reactions about this movie?
This is the third Thor movie in the trilogy, which is kind of cool to see different trilogies a part of this universe. And out of the three Thor movies, this is definitely my favorite Thor movie.
So the most different.
Definitely. It's definitely one of my favorite Thor movies.
I know.
And overall, like in MCU, this is probably my top 5, definitely. And I definitely really like this movie. It did everything I thought I was going to do. I didn't really watch too many of the trailers. I just saw the ones from Comic-Con. And I feel like I really liked it. Thinking about it right now, for the negative section, I'm probably going to have not many negatives, but this is probably one of my favorite Marvel movies that they've made.
Yeah, I had extremely high expectations for this movie. If you watched my channel back then, I had a bunch of videos coming out for this. And I really liked it. The action is really good. There's a lot of good characters. There's new characters like Valkyrie introduced, but I'm not going to get into the all of it yet, but I definitely really like it.
So the positives, it's just about almost everything about this movie, honestly, for me. Almost all the jokes work for me. There's a lot of funny lines in this movie. All the characters I really like. The storyline was really good just because it is kind of finishing up, not really finishing up, but it is kind of finishing up Thor's arc in this trilogy. Just kind of figuring out that he doesn't need the hammer. It's more about him and like finding the power that he has within him. The villain was really good. There was a lot of really memorable scenes in this movie. It's hard to name them all off right now, but the action was great. Just particularly that one fight between Hulk and Thor. I know we saw the trailer, so we were definitely expecting it to be good. I thought it definitely paid off. I didn't really expect to see anything else. I know you all have a negative for that.
Yeah, that's actually the one negative. But...
And then, just overall, I like was Chris Hemsworth?
Yeah.
I like the movies he's in. I like him as an actor, and I definitely really like this movie.
Yeah, my positives, the action. There's a lot of good action scenes. The one with Thor versus Surtur in the beginning. The one between Thor and Hulk. One between Hela and Thor. And there's definitely the Grandmaster in this movie I thought was really good. He's kind of playing the same kind of just Jeff Goldblum. He's playing who he is. And he definitely has some funny lines. But the best, funniest moment in this movie is definitely when Thor is on a really scary ride.
Meeting the Grandmaster.
There's also a really good scene with Hulk and Thor when they're like fighting, and Hulk's supposed to be like 2 years old apparently there, so that's why he's like pouting. But
I feel like just for overall, it's hard to name with all the funny lines and funny scenes, but there was that one when he's talking about the snake. That was pretty good. There was someone in our theater that really liked that joke.
Died laughing at that one.
And there was also at the end, which actually that would be one of my... It's not really a negatives, it was still funny, but I thought it was a negative just because there were so many jokes that it almost took away some of the seriousness. And we're just going to go into the negatives because I don't have many negatives, but towards the end when Asgard literally is their home and it gets destroyed, you think that's really a really emotional scene.
Jake, he's being serious. He's checking the foundation.
What's his name? I liked him.
Korg.
He was a good addition, but he's trying to say that there's still the foundations are built and it just gets destroyed. And everyone's laughing.
Yeah,
and it's they shouldn't be laughing at that moment.
So we can go into negatives.
And that's my only negative I was going to say.
So my negatives, they're so minor that the good outweighs the bad. But in that fight between Thor and Hulk, I didn't think Hulk was a little powered down. Just because I didn't like how they could have had it to where Hulk was beating Thor, which I still like the fight. But they should have had it Hulk was beating Thor, and then he gets the lightning powers and is able to beat him. But he had it to where, I know Hulk is really cocky because he's been beating everyone in there. But Thor goes fine, screw it. And then he ends up beating him. That should not be how it is.
No, because it did seem like he was holding back a little bit.
Yeah, he was holding back. He's the Hulk.
Which isn't a good, so for Hulk fans, I can see how you guys probably felt pretty bad about that.
But and then the one other thing, the jokes, were I thought they were
There's
good,
so
except the
many.
one at the end I thought was a little too far. And the one other very minor negative is Odin. How it's really emotional because that's where it goes really funny to really emotional with him dying on an island. But I do wish they would have let that like sizzle a little longer, if that makes any sense. Like I wish they would have had that. Like I know they go back to him a bunch, which is great. But I wish they would have drawn that out just a little more, had a little longer of a conversation, because then it goes to Hela, and then suddenly it's like it's gone. But I like how they go back to it.
I
But
feel like the positive, they do. A positive for me is just, I mean, the entire storyline has really just worked for me. Like the way that Hela is basically his sister. You see in the past how Odin and her were taking over realms and like worlds.
I
and
wish we could have
they
seen a little
stopped.
video of that. But
Yeah, you could have seen more of a flashback at that. I thought the wolf was fine. I know people. I was expecting a little more out of that.
Yeah. Well,
One other negative, I guess, is 3 characters. I don't know their names, but they were in the first 2 and
Yeah,
were big
that-
roles.
yeah.
They just get killed off, and it's like nothing happened. Like no one really acknowledges it, in
Yeah,
my
see,
opinion. I
and
don't
this
think.
is where I'm not gonna be a freaking Chris Stockman, and I'm gonna be like, because I remember the Transformers. That was one of my issues. The Autobots, they get killed off and never get recognized. I'm gonna address that problem in this movie, that they kill them off and they never talk about it. That's bad. That's really bad. And I mean, it still doesn't outweigh the good, but that is really bad that they don't acknowledge those characters. I mean, how can you not acknowledge them? That had to be a miss, like an error in the movie, because those are his best friends. You cannot just ignore that, and that's.
I guess
I mean,
2 more characters just to finish it up here that we didn't really talk about yet was
Valkyrie.
Valkyrie was. I thought she was really good for
I
what
did think-
role she had. I mean,
They made her a little overpowered, but
I mean, you did see her backstory. You see why she is how she is, because all her friends got, or all like whatever their Valkyries, all the other
Yeah.
Valkyries got killed. Then I guess the last character we didn't talk about yet was the little
Meek.
Meek. I
Meek
guess
was a good character.
he was a standout of the film. Even though
He
I
did
feel
have
like
some
he
fight
died
scenes.
and then he came back to life randomly at the end there.
I mean, I just that's one thing though that I don't know how they're gonna handle is Korg and Meek are probably gonna die.
Well, that's the thing. It does end with
that.
Thanos. Well, maybe it's not Thanos' ship, but
It
it,
has to
it
be.
looks like Thanos' ship there.
It has to be.
I mean, it could be the Guardians.
Oh
but,
my gee, that's not freaking the Guardians.
But if Thanos kills Meek to start this movie, I might walk out of the theater, to be honest.
It might be too disturbing. He probably like just picks up like squeezes. A fight between Thor and Hulk was still really good.
Yeah.
So I'm not trying to downplay that at all. I do wish they would have shown maybe a little more of Hulk beating people in the theater, but I definitely thought it was good. And
Yeah, I feel like,
get
I
to our
guess,
grades.
just because the only negative I could really think of was that there was just so many jokes that maybe just took down the seriousness a little bit for me in a couple instances, and because of that, and because of how much I like this and how much I have like no negatives from it, I'd have to give this movie a 9.9 out of 10.
Well,
What are you not
I
gonna
mean,
give it a 9?
no, I am. I just 9.9. That's pretty good.
I just know because like those
Yeah,
things I said,
yeah.
there's a reason why it's not a 10. It's not
And-
by much.
I would honestly, with all the negatives I said, I would originally probably go 9.5, but I'm not. I saw it, I put it in the Blu-ray, and the way I was able to just watch it and like just keep watching it and still be really entertained, I have to give this a 10 out of 10.
Really?
If you can shut the door as I make my review here. I mean, and one character we didn't even recognize was the freaking Executioner.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
He had a redeeming
You know
ending.
what? I don't think he redeemed himself
Oh
because
my
he was about to
gosh.
kill a woman there.
You do not know if he was going to actually do or
He was
swim
going to,
around
and
or-
then something didn't happen.
Okay,
So
well,
I don't think he
you
redeemed.
do
I don't
there.
think he redeemed himself. He thinks he did. I
did.
want you guys to go down in the comments and
If you think the Executioner redeemed himself, say he redeemed himself. If you don't think he did, then say he didn't. But
just
we'll
let us know.
see.
Just let us know why in the comments. And I just don't think he did. 'Cause he was going to kill an innocent,
Alright,
innocent
that's
woman.
stupid.
I just can't figure out. It's not happening. Why he didn't do
he
it.
literally saved all of
Uh,
Guardians. Right.
So overall, a quick recap. I give it a 9.9 out of 10.
I give it a 10 out of 10.
And that wraps up our quick reviews. This is the
Next one's
last.
Avengers.
This is the last quick review that we'll do before a Marvel movie. We'll probably do more if we get another series before.
Well,
movie
yeah,
comes
we're
out.
gonna be doing a bunch.
Just gonna let you guys know. We'll probably be doing a quick Jurassic series leading
Yeah.
up to Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom, and then also we're still figuring out how we're gonna do quick reviews for
Justice
which
League
Star Wars movies.
sequels, but we'll let you know if we're even gonna do that. So.
Yeah, we
We
still
might
figure
not.
that out. But yeah, no, definitely be expecting the next video we'll probably do for a review is Infinity War next week.
Oh, I posted
So,
the Avengers hype video, but then.
hope you guys are excited for Infinity War, and thanks for watching this quick review of Thor Ragnarok, and we will see you guys in the next review. Bye, guys.
Bye.